Today on Rock the Park.
Every step is kind of a battle.
We're exploring a winter wonderland.
Well, it looks like the end of the world.
Where we not only have to battle the elements,
hypothermia becomes a real threat,
but also our own fears.
Guys, I'm starting to hear some cracking on the ice.
Really?
Oh man, I don't really want to look down. And it all starts now. Oh, whoa.
I'm Jack Stewart.
And I'm Colton Smith.
We love the national parks.
Oh my gosh. It's all about packing up a car and just doing it. Just hitting the road.
Our goal is to visit every national park in this country.
And when you go off the beaten path like we do,
There's no telling what will happen next.
wow, ready for the time of your life?
Yeah! Get set to rock the park. With 42 miles of pristine beaches and forest land, Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in northern Michigan is named for the 15-mile stretch of colorful sandstone cliffs towering above Lake Superior. Most people enjoy it when it's warmer.
Now, we've been to Pictured Rocks before, but it was summertime. This is the dead of winter.
This is just gonna be a completely different animal.
We're gonna try a bunch of new things we've never done before, including ice climbing.
Whoa.
Pictured Rocks is located on Michigan's Upper Peninsula, a wilderness surrounded by the Great Lakes that makes up 30% of the state's landmass.
Before heading out to explore, we're checking in with the park's chief ranger, John Patmore.
This is our first time really exploring a park like this in the wintertime. Is there any advice you have for us?
This is wild country up here. It's remote country. Play it safe. This time of year especially. You know, don't take unnecessary risks.
The weather here is unpredictable as storms move quickly across Lake Superior. Annual snowfall averages more than 140 inches, and whiteout conditions are common.
You guys look like you're definitely prepared. You've got the heavy pack boots on. You've got a good wind-breaking layer on your lower and upper body. If you're gonna be out there exercising, hiking around, you're gonna wanna dress in layers like that.
All right.
Okay, well, I think our 18 layers of clothing is
Right,
a good
yeah.
start.
Yeah.
So it's time to get going, and you can't just drive everywhere in Pictured Rocks in the wintertime. The roads aren't plowed, so you'd either be doing a lot of walking, or you're gonna do what we're doing.
Snowmobiles are a lot of fun. They're made for going through massive amounts of snow, but you still have to be cautious. You have to adhere to a safe speed, take your turns very slowly and cautiously, and you always want to leave enough room between you and the person riding next to you. Woo, man. That is a fun way to travel.
Oh, that's the way to do it, man.
Whoa, dude, look at that.
Lake Superior is the world's largest body of fresh water, and at 3,200 square miles, it holds more water than the 4 other Great Lakes combined.
Look at how crazy the ice chunks look.
This is called pancake ice. It's formed when ice chunks jostle around in the waves, rounding off the corners. The cliffs around Pictured Rocks have been sculpted by wind and rain for millions of years. The different colors are caused by minerals leaching out of the rock.
All right, what do you say? We head down to the beach?
I'm in. It's not going to be our normal day at the beach. Little colder.
Instead of sandals, you got snowshoes.
The snow's about 5 feet deep. This is the way to go in Pictured Rocks. To get down to Miners Beach, we're hiking a section of the North Country Trail.
They have about 2,000 miles of this trail completed right now, and when they are done, this is gonna be one of the craziest, harshest hiking trails out there.
Construction on the trail started in 1980, and when it's finished, it will stretch 4,600 miles, more than twice as long as the Appalachian Trail.
That's a lot of ground. You think you got that in you?
Yeah, maybe someday.
Wow. Oh, man.
Whoa.
This is crazy. I was not expecting this.
No, me either.
A little icy.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Wow.
It's such a drastic and crazy landscape.
Well, it looks like the end of the world is what it looks like.
Canada is 100 miles to the north, and there's a lot of water and ice in between.
You look around, I mean, it doesn't look like much could survive out here.
But lots of animals do. More than 700 gray wolves live here in the Upper Peninsula. They're second only to humans in their ability to adapt to such extreme environments.
So this is giving me a good idea of what we're in store for the next 2 days.
We love to camp out. We've just never done it in these conditions before, and without a tent.
When you're wet and it's cold, hypothermia becomes a real threat.
Then it's a battle between us and the ice.
Whoa! Oh man! Whoa!
We're at Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in northern Michigan, taking in all the action this park has to offer in the depths of winter.
We've got a really packed day today. We're gonna try to ice fish and then cap it off with camping in a trench that we're gonna dig ourselves.
Let's do it.
The ice here on West Bay needs to be at least 7 inches thick to safely walk on. Local outfitter Dennis Weaver says it's just at that point.
Yesterday was the first day that we felt comfortable enough to go out and test the ice.
Really?
Yeah.
Just to even walk out there?
We'll get a big chunks frozen out there, and then those winds will start blowing them around, and they'll break up a little bit.
Lake Superior rarely freezes over, but little inlets and bays like this do freeze.
All right, who's ready to punch a hole?
I am. Called it. Oh, yeah!
This is your throttle, and you'll feel it when it punches through the ice. Just keep a little gas on it and lift it up.
Seems simple enough. All right, let's start this bad boy.
Let's get ice fishing.
Look at that.
Okay, one pull.
Wow.
Oh!
Give it a little muscle.
I'm giving it muscle. Yeah!
There we go.
All right!
There's the lake.
That's the lake.
All right, we're
yes.
gonna set our shelter up over these holes and get our heater going.
Grab it, slide it out here.
Okay.
A shelter to block the wind makes a big difference when you're exposed out here on the ice. Right now, it's only about 10 degrees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, you're right. Wind is taken out of the equation.
Oh, this feels great.
Woo!
We're gonna use preserved minnows, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna feed your line down about a foot off the bottom, and then you're just gonna slowly jig.
All right, here we go. Dropping her down. Come on, little guy, catch me dinner.
We're hoping to catch some steelhead trout, perch, or even a northern pike.
We've got our poles in there, and we're waiting, and nothing is happening. Have you been jigging?
I'm jigging, man. I'm getting jiggy with it.
Man, I gotta say, this is slow going.
Patience.
Patience is key.
Patience.
What did you do? You got a mess there.
What little line I have, I found a way to mess it up.
Fisherman's woe.
And then I tried to fix the problem, and I'm sure I made it worse.
So Colt and I are going for our last push to try to get some sort of fish. And then Dennis runs in
All right, guys, I'm starting to hear some cracking on the ice. The winds are picking up.
and he tells us that the currents have shifted, the ice is cracking, and we're in danger.
I think it's time to pack up and move on out of here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Let's play it safe.
Ice conditions can change at a moment's notice, and it's not uncommon for huge chunks to break off and float away from shore.
It's a shame. I mean, we came out here hoping to catch some fish for dinner, and we've learned that just in an instant, you can have to just pack up and get out.
One of the awesome things about Pictured Rocks in the wintertime is that you are allowed to set up camp basically wherever you want.
Now, you might be asking, why are you sleeping outside in the first place? Because we want to try something new, and it's a great way to actually learn a survival technique. Believe it or not, sleeping in a snow trench, even in the middle of winter, can actually be much warmer than sleeping in a tent.
Hiking through 2 feet of snow is tough enough. Now we need to find a sheltered spot and start digging.
What about up here?
Well, that's kind of nice.
See how it's kind of a bowled out area right now?
I think it's home.
Now, the goal here is to hollow out some snow and make sort of a little half pipe in there, big enough for Colton and myself to be able to sleep in. And then we're gonna look for sticks that we're gonna lay across the top
drape a tarp over that, and essentially keep us dry. The trench needs to be about 3 feet deep and just wide enough to fit both of us so that our body heat can keep the space warm.
All right, let's check this out. Watch your head. That'll be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got our sticks.
I'm starting to sweat, which is not a good thing.
Moisture out here is your worst enemy. When you're wet and it's cold, that's when hypothermia becomes a real threat.
Move it in a little bit.
But I know that this trench will work. We've taken all our precautions. We're gonna be tucked in our sleeping bags. Oh my gosh. It's gonna work.
It has to, because we need our rest for tomorrow for the biggest challenge of all.
Ooh.
Scaling a 70-foot wall of ice.
Ooh!
It's 10 degrees here in Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in northern Michigan, and we've spent the night camping in our snow trench. We did this the right way and with the right kind of equipment. Insulated sleeping pads and sub-zero sleeping bags.
Well, we did it. Yeah, slept in a trench. Actually, it was warm all night.
Warm, yes, but well-rested, not so much. It's 5 a.m. and we have some ground to cover and a date to keep. With a wall of ice near the shore of Lake Superior.
Bill, nice to meet you.
Our guide today is Bill Thompson, an experienced ice climber.
You're standing at one of the premier areas in the country for ice climbing. We have all of these sandstone ridges that are very porous. They seep out water to form these spectacular ice formations.
The ice formation that we're going to face today is a 70-foot tall pillar of ice called the dryer hose.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing.
That's one big chunk of ice.
10 days ago, this was just a trickle of water. We've had these really cold temperatures, and look what we have to climb today.
You've got to be kidding me.
This was formed in 10 days?
10 days, yeah. So that's what's exciting. You can come to the dryer hose next week, and it will be different than what you climbed today.
There's no way we could attempt to ice climb without the proper gear. Spiked metal shoes called crampons, helmets, safety harnesses, and ice axes.
So Bill's gonna give us some instruction on how to ice climb.
Rock climbing, you take what the rock gives you. In ice climbing, you can make your own hole.
Whoa. How's it feel?
Feels good. You can tell, though, how it's definitely going to be very physical.
You want me to go first?
You want to give it a shot?
Why not?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, let's climb some ice.
I'm not nervous, I'm not scared at all. I just don't know if I can physically do it. Which is why I'm grateful for these safety ropes. They're anchored securely to the trees up top, and Colton and I are gonna be belaying each other, keeping each of us safe in case we fall.
All right, you got this?
I got this.
Okay.
As I begin, I'm trying to think of my technique and just how I can get up to the top of this thing. I get to the actual climb, and I'm looking straight up at this chunk of ice, and I don't know what to do.
Ooh.
And drop those heels just a little bit.
I kick my crampon in, and I'm stable.
There you go.
But then I start to swing my ice axes, and again, they're just flailing everywhere, and I'm not hitting a solid mark.
Ah!
Relax grip. There you go.
How is it so far?
It's daunting.
Just remember, old Colton's got you down here.
When you kick in with your feet, look at your feet.
Bill's trying to tell me what to do. I'm listening to Colton. I'm just trying to focus. As I'm going up this thing, my arms start to hurt more and more. I mean, they're just throbbing up there.
Ooh.
Nice, that's it.
There we go.
It's a perfect position.
I'm just one hand after the other, one foot after the other. And I keep moving up, and I'm almost at the top. Whew.
Oh.
Ooh, out of nowhere, my feet slip off, and I am dangling from this ice chunk, just holding onto my ice axes.
You're okay.
Whew. I've got my feet back, and I see the top is right within my reach. Few more hammers, few more kicks, and I reach the top.
Oh!
I've just climbed the equivalent of a 7-story building covered in ice.
Woo!
You make it?
I made it!
Nice job.
Yeah! That's crazy, man. This was one of the bigger challenges I've faced climbing-wise, but I stayed under control. I didn't let myself get overcome with fear or nervousness
There you go.
and just really focused on the task at hand.
Good. Perfect.
All right.
Good job, man.
Now it's my turn, and after watching Jack climb up this thing, I know that it's probably gonna be pretty difficult.
Now, if I can give you any advice.
Let's hear it.
What killed me up there was I was really tensing up my arms just because I thought I needed that strength. It wears you out.
Okay.
I would consider trying to be relaxed.
I take my first couple steps and I look up, and it's much more daunting just staring straight up this thing.
You know, it looks a lot smaller from the ground.
There you go.
Making my way up this thing, it's incredibly challenging. I'm struggling with finding my footholds, and I'm relying way too much on my upper body.
Don't forget to loosen your grip on the tools when you get a chance.
Whoa.
Oh, we got you.
Whoa.
Gotcha.
I try to find a little bit of a rhythm, and I'm going at a slow pace.
Look down at your feet for your next footholds.
I don't really want to look down, Bill.
But I'm getting good swings. Oh, man.
That'll work. Tools high.
I'm making progress, and then I take one big swing, and the ice just crumbles. I'm dangling 50 feet in the air, climbing a wall of ice in Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in Michigan. And the ice just crumbles. I fall about a good 10 feet before the rope tightens together and holds me.
Whoa.
But now, I have one huge problem.
Oh, man.
I look down and I only have one of my ice axes in my hand.
Shoot.
My other one is 10 feet above me up near the top. I tell you what, I was having a hard enough time climbing with 2 ice axes. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to climb with one.
Oh, my gosh.
Just trying to do this with one ice axe. This does not look easy.
You're gonna have to grab the ice with your hand.
Okay, they've got me roped in, but this is difficult.
My hands are like cramping up on me.
From over gripping.
When it's your first climb, there's just that natural instinct to hold on for dear life.
I know right now I have to dig deep, listen to Bill and listen to Jack for guidance, and just somehow get back to this ice axe. So bit by bit, I try to gather all the strength I have left and get myself up this thing. Finally, I get a little bit of a groove, and I'm so close. I make one more swing and I propel myself up and I grab the other ice axe.
Yeah! Woo! All right.
It was a huge battle and it was a big win. But the war's not over. I still have a few more feet to go to reach the top.
One more.
Yeah! All right, dude.
Oh, man. Wow.
Nice job, dude.
Woo! That was much more intense than I could have ever imagined. Tell you what, one night you're sleeping in a snow trench, the next day you're pushing yourself so hard going ice climbing. These national parks are amazing. Man, woo!
It's pretty nuts, huh?
Pictured Rocks was awesome. I mean, we tried things that we'd never done before. And now I can say I'm an ice climber, snowmobiler, ice fisherman, snowshoer.
And we came to Pictured Rocks to kind of prove to ourselves that just because it's winter, it doesn't mean that you should stop exploring. And remember,
Hey, if we can do it, so can you.
So the next chance you get, go out and rock the park.